Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so looking at this material, we are witnessing a massive, absolute game changer in how we think about search engines and digital visibility. For years, right, the internet operated on this very predictable set of rules. But AI has completely rewritten them. So today, we're going to dive deep into exactly how AI search engines decide what content actually gets cited, and honestly, more importantly, how you can make sure your content survives in this wild new ecosystem.
Search changed. Not gradually, but sharply. I just love how blunt our source material is here. When the big players, Google, Bing, Yandex, when they started spitting out AI summaries as their default answer format, the old digital playbook was basically thrown right into the trash. It wasn't some slow, polite transition. Nope, it was an overnight revolution.
Which brings us to a really uncomfortable question. What happens when ranking number 1 doesn't get you a single click? Seriously, imagine doing all that grueling SEO work to claw your way to the top of the search results, but the user never even visits your site because the AI just handed them the answer directly. We call these zero-click searches, and they're entirely driven by AI summaries. If your entire strategy relies purely on getting clicks, well, you're playing a game that's rapidly disappearing.
So, let's get into Section 1, the AI search revolution.
Okay, let's dive into this. There is an incredibly stark contrast between the two eras we're looking at. Back in the AI-less era, search engines just compared keywords on pages, gave you a ranked list, and the user clicked. Keywords led to rankings, rankings led to clicks. Boom, done. But now, in the AI era, user queries are processed by an AI engine to generate direct, synthesized answers that cite sources. The end goal has shifted completely. You're no longer just trying to generate a click. You are fighting to generate a citation.
Now, to actually understand how this works under the hood, we have to demystify an acronym, RAG. That stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. When a user asks a question today, the system still hunts for matching documents, but instead of just listing out those blue links, it grabs those documents, bundles them with the user's query, and sends the whole package straight into a large language model. Think of the LLM as this hyper-efficient, speed-reading researcher. It takes your question, speed-reads the matching docs, and synthesizes a perfectly cited answer in a matter of seconds.
And because of RAG, we've got a brand new discipline on our hands, Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO. It's basically the science of making your content readable, reliable, and retrievable specifically for large language models, rather than just traditional search crawlers. GEO is the new holy grail for creators. You aren't just trying to rank on a page anymore, you're specifically optimizing so that the AI chooses you as a cited source in its generated response.
Moving right along to Section 2, why traditional SEO survives.
Now, before you go throwing out your old playbooks entirely, you've got to remember one brutal truth. You cannot be cited if your page isn't indexed, period. AI isn't magic. If traditional search bots can't find and index your page in the first place, you literally don't exist to the AI's large language model. The absolute basics of SEO, they still form the absolute bedrock of this whole new era.
In fact, AI desperately needs these classical pillars. For instance, our source uses this brilliant analogy. AI scans your internal link structure to read your website like a book's table of contents. It helps it understand your overall expertise. Also, high-quality backlinks, still a massive signal of absolute trustworthiness. And of course, it relies on unblocked technical SEO. I mean, if your robots.txt file is blocking AI crawlers, well, it's game over before you even start. Plus, because AI prioritizes user experience above almost everything else, having mobile-first optimization is just completely non-negotiable at this point.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Section 3, Generative Engine Optimization Rules.
Now, what's really interesting about this query fan-out process is how AI breaks things down. When a user types in a single question, the AI doesn't just look for one simple answer. No, it instantly splinters that query into parallel subtopics. It's looking for the complete picture. Because of this, content that offers a really thorough examination of a topic, including all of those little related satellite topics, has a much higher intent depth, and that makes it significantly more likely to earn a citation. Basically, you have to answer the question behind the initial question. Then there's structure, which is literally your direct line of communication with the machine. Here's the thing. AI hates dense, sprawling blocks of text. Just hates them. You have to feed it bite-sized, independent facts through what's called semantic chunking. That just means your definitions and statistics need to make perfect sense entirely on their own. Give the definition first, directly, before you dive into any flowing narrative. And definitely use schema markup, like FAQ page or how-to. Doing that explicitly hands the AI the exact data it's looking for, making it incredibly easy for the model to extract your info and cite you.
But beyond just structure, you absolutely have to prove your authority, which SEOs often call EEAT. AI evaluates trustworthiness by hunting for verifiable specifics. It absolutely loves hard numbers, percentages, exact dates, and direct quotes from recognized experts. But what does it hate? Vague marketing fluff, abstract expressions. Those just get completely ignored by the algorithm. Oh, and keep your data fresh. Seriously, something as simple as displaying a recent, last updated date on your article can significantly boost your chances of getting chosen over some older, dusty source.
All right, let's wrap things up with Section 4, Measuring the New Metrics.
If you take literally nothing else away from this explainer, please remember this. A click drop does not necessarily mean a visibility drop. I know it's totally normal to feel a bit of a panic attack when you check your analytics and see fewer clicks coming in. But remember those zero-click searches we talked about earlier? Users are getting their answers directly from the AI now. So traditional metrics alone just do not tell the whole story anymore.
When you contrast the old metrics with the new ones, it paints a very, very different picture of success. We are moving away from simple clicks, basic impressions, and traditional page ranks. Instead, we're shifting entirely to true AI visibility metrics. You need to start tracking brand mentions, like how often is the AI naturally dropping your name. You should track citations, which is when you're explicitly linked as a source. And you definitely need to monitor brand sentiment, meaning how positively is the AI actually talking about you.
Now, the absolute ultimate new metric for competitive advantage is what we call share of model. It's a pretty simple concept. How many times is your brand mentioned across the major AI platforms, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, compared directly to your competitors? Think about it. If an AI recommends your software over your competitors 9 times out of 10, you have captured the share of model. In the generative engine optimization space, that means you are winning the game.
As we bring this explainer to a close, I want to leave you with this really powerful summary quote. Rank for old search, be referenced in the new one. I think this just perfectly encapsulates the whole dual strategy playbook we've been talking about today. You still have to execute the technical SEO to make sure the crawlers can actually find and index you, but at the exact same time, you have to format and structure your facts specifically so that large language models can effortlessly digest, trust, and ultimately cite you.
Which leaves us with one final, absolutely vital question to ask ourselves as we re-evaluate our digital strategies. Seriously, think about your website right now and ask, is your content built just for human eyes? Or is it truly ready for the AI brain? Something to think about. Thank you so much for tuning into this explainer. Keep learning, keep adapting, and I will catch you in the next one.